Case dismissed. The man accused of driving drunk, killing 2 women in Golden in 2021 is no longer facing charges. The 3-year battle for justice for these victims ends with the defendant found unfit for trial. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. Now, this week, Denver 7 Investigates has been digging into the complexity of competency. Now, specifically, in this vehicular homicide case against Guillermo Ramirez, he faced multiple charges for a fiery crash which caused 2 deaths.
Now those charges were dropped. Denver 7's Natalie Chuck has reaction from the victims' families and explains how this happened.
The judge made it clear in court this morning that her hands were tied. She was emotional as she laid everything out and said verbatim that the state's system is failing. She even agreed with the victims in this case that this is not justice. The hope for victims walking into Colorado courthouses is that they walk away with some sense of justice. But in this case,
nothing truly feels resolved.
A judge in Jefferson County dropped all charges against Guillermo Ramirez, who faced multiple counts of vehicular homicide, accused of driving a car drunk and on drugs.
The judge's hands were tied. There's nothing she could do because of the laws.
Ramirez's case became the center of our investigation after Joseph and Billy Joe Bowman, victims in the crash, reached out to us. Concerned Colorado's competency laws would bring the entire case crumbling down. 3 years worth of court proceedings and 6 mental health evaluations later, it finally did.
The system is broken.
The Bowman's mom, 66-year-old Neely, and 24-year-old Bricia Leon both died from their injuries from the crash.
I know that justice will be served no matter if it didn't get served today.
State doctors found that because of his mental state, Ramirez is not and might never be fit to stand trial.
It's not common for us to challenge a doctor's report finding somebody competent or incompetent.
Allie Brady was one of the prosecutors on this case. Ramirez has had multiple interactions with law enforcement since the crash, allegedly fighting in public and violating protection orders. Transcripts obtained by Denver 7 Investigates show the lengths prosecutors went to poking holes in one of the doctor's opinions about Ramirez's ability to stand trial.
There are no clear and consistent standards for the factors that evaluators should be considering in evaluation.
Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom, but the judge made it clear that this decision is a bitter pill to swallow, saying to everyone, "I have the unenviable job of dismissing the case, even though everything in my head and my heart says the opposite."
I think it's fair for the community to be concerned that this man is released back into the community.
And we were there when Ramirez left the courthouse. Do you agree with the findings that you're incompetent? You don't want to make any comment? Any comment you want to say? After hearing the family speak up there? He would not answer any of our questions.
Of course, that's like how a coward person would act.
He might be mentally ill, but he's still very capable. He made these decisions that changed our lives.
Now the Bowmans say it's their turn to make the change. Not in a courtroom, but at Colorado's Capitol.
This is a problem that needs to be solved now at the level of the state legislature, and I have every intention of doing that.
We have been covering the ins and outs of this case extensively over the last couple of days. Just head to denver7.com to see our full reporting. For Denver 7 Investigates, I'm Natalie Chuck.